What up? It's the Drop Night Show, and we are back. It's Thursday, and it is just really exciting because this is my second week back from another trip.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited that
Jet
we're all,
setters.
that we're all back. We're missing our third co-host, Sean Beasley.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sean. You're in Atlanta doing your thing, but we're holding
You better
it down.
come back with that Atlantic record deal.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, so we can start seeing them M's. You know
Facts.
what I mean?
Yeah. Do your thing, Beasley. But tonight, we are super excited to have in the building a rap artist who goes by Zoo, but your full name's Taizu.
Taizu, yeah.
Correct? Okay. And he is from Jersey, but went to school at Drexel for a few years and, obviously know the Philly area really well. And
Yeah, definitely.
we're real excited to have you. So just tell us a little bit about,
Hey, welcome.
your journey and kind of how you started it out with, doing music and
Yeah, it was funny. When I was younger, I was like super into film. I still want to go back to film, but that was like my uncle got me a Lego movie maker kit, and that was the first all right, cool, I want to make movies. And I started there, and I had a Talkboy tape recorder making the Blair Witch Project stuff, all sorts of nonsense.
That's cute.
Yeah, so it started there, and then I would always freestyle for fun. Mm-hmm. And then in freshman year, he was a year older, Ahmed, we'd be freestyling, and we would just do it for fun, drinking, and people would love it. And then one time he put a written. He just came with a written. We were just freestyling drunk, and he came with a written, kind of breaking the unwritten rules, right? It's like, yo. So, and everyone was hyped. Everyone was like, oh, he just had, he crushed me. And I was like, but I couldn't be salty and be like, yo, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's written. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll eat that. So then I came back next week with a written. I'm like, all right, cool, but it was specifically about him. It wasn't just a general battle written. Right, because he had general battle written because that's what we would do. We'd get drunk and just spit. So he had a couple pairs of fours that he had ready in his head. So and he just dropped them. I'm like, dude, that had to be written because the lines were too complex for a drunk freestyle. So then I came back with a written, and I just the last line was, if you think you're my dog, I'm Michael Vick. And everyone, that was when that stuff was happening. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, and I'm like, damn, that feels good. I love this feeling.
How's that?
That sparked. That line
so
sparked.
That kind of reaction, it was so dope to create an art, create something, and then have this visceral immediate reaction to it. Especially when you're drunk, it's oh, this is great. So
Ego boost.
That's kind of exactly. So that's kind of how it all that started. So I started writing, and then me and my friend would come between classes. And my boy Andrew, and we'd go between classes with 16 and be like, all right, what'd you write?
Okay.
What'd you write? And then we'd that's how it started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
That's very interesting.
So you've been taking it serious now. How long it's a career now?
Yeah, now it's more serious than drunk freestyle. So it's been a couple years now. My first project dropped on Dat Piff.
Okay.
The mixtape Authority, if you guys forgot.
Yeah, no.
The Authority of mixtape.
What? Yeah.
It was.
Dat Piff.
Yeah, 2009.
Shout out to Dat Piff.
Shout out Dat Piff. 2009, we dropped the first project. So
Oh, really? Okay,
18 songs
wow.
in 2009. Yeah, me and my boy Andrew and my cousin Rush, who I still collaborate with. He's a producer.
So you all worked on this album. So one of them was the producer. You were the rapper.
Right.
Okay.
And my boy Andrew was a rapper as well, and his style's a little bit more different than mine because I'm a little bit more rugged bars, and he's a lot more smooth. He's very, you know what I mean. So it was a nice balance.
So he's the Fabulous, and you're the
Drake.
Yeah, he would kind of get. He would kind of get more of a Snoop Dogg type vibe, very smooth,
right.
with you know what I mean, and then mine would be a little bit more on the ruggeder side.
Well, listening to your music, I'll be honest, it did remind me of Drake. You have that the sound, the word
cadence,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. And then just looking at you too, it kind of you resemble him a little bit. Not
215 guy,
not to define, but what?
No, it's dope. That's a compliment. I'll take Jersey.
Definitely.
That's dope.
Oh my God,
yeah,
right?
That's sick. Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's really good.
Yeah, definitely influenced by him.
Your nationality, you're Indian.
Yeah, Indian.
Okay, from which way?
Yeah, Gujarat.
Okay.
Yeah, Gujarat. So I speak it. It was my first language I learned.
Okay.
And then English, of course, being born here. So
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have a large following of support from it? It's
it seems like you got some Bollywood part, right?
Yeah. And what's cool is rap is blowing up right now in India. Yeah, it's there's a brand new scene that's emerging. It's been for a couple years, but it's really blowing up now.
And you're right in that circle of energy happening around
I'm definitely a part of it. So
what's going on with Bollywood? Because I saw that you're doing something.
Yeah,
right?
So my boy G Deep, he's a Punjabi rapper. He raps in Hindi as well, but we did a collaboration track called Nakre, which did really well. So that was kind of like one of the I guess factors in having kind of a voice or like getting a voice in the Indian community. So that was dope. He's like much bigger in the Bollywood scene because with English rapping and the pop culture references that I have that are very specific to being American-born Indian is like a very different. So you have to cater it a bit. You know what I'm saying? Just like Indian food brought from here. It's like if you're an American eating Indian food, you can't get the raw stuff. Right. You have to kind of get. You know what I mean?
True.
Exactly. You want to eat meat first. You can't just jump to beef. You should probably try chicken and then work your way up. Jumping right in, you know. And I'm saying that as a vegetarian, but like, but like metaphorically speaking.
Okay,
so,
wow, that's so cool. It seems like so who were some of the people that you were like inspired by? Obviously, we talked about Drake, but
I would say the biggest influence is Wayne. Like, definitely Lil Wayne. Like
Little Wayne?
Yeah, like that period where he was dropping nothing but fire, like 170 remix. Like, what did he drop? It was something nuts, right? It wasn't the number.
Yeah.
The number was insane. It was like a remix after remix. Like, if he would jump on your song and make you fire. Like, he would come Super Saiyan you. He would just bless you. That was crazy.
09, 08, 07,
07, like those remixes where he would just get on your song and kill it. Upgrade you. Like, that was a crazy song. You know what I mean? I'm a monster. Every day is Halloween. Like, I know, Wayne, you are. It's crazy. Like, there's just nuts bars, and people weren't doing that at that time. Like, it wasn't as popular in the mainstream where it's just like, here's a remix. I'm going to remix everyone's song. It wasn't albums. He was just jumping on everyone's track. It's like, all right, I'm going to kill it. Yeah. That's a hot song. I'm going to kill it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, all right, dope.
He did.
That's crazy.
So lyrically, you were influenced by him as far as like the
100%.
His like one-liners and punchlines and stuff.
That.
Okay, because I noticed in your music for sure that you have those like little zingers.
King.
You have some good ones. Practice was my favorite that you sent over, and I kind of was like digging all your little references and their Iverson reference and stuff. So like, what kind of went behind making that song? And
so Practice. It was with my boy Rishi Rex. We collaborated on a bunch of stuff. So it was dope. This song was like we'd recorded a bunch of stuff, and we weren't sure what to make for the first single. So it was gonna be the first single off the album. And like we were just listening back and through everything over and over again. And Practice was one of the ones that stuck out. And it's kind of just, I don't know. My first project dropped in 2009 on Dat Piff. So, I mean, you're talking about the game or you're talking about Practice. And like that's the whole idea behind that. It's like the build. It's like, I think Cole has a line like that where he says like, I'm an overnight success 10 years in the making or something like that. And it really is like that.
It takes
That's
time.
what it
is.
It's watering that seed, and it's like really planting it and like, and understanding your sound too. Like if you listen to I have another project I dropped in 2013 called Love, Drugs, and Murder, right? And like, mind you, I don't rap about violence. I rap about drugs and whatever I've been doing, the recreational sound. But the whole idea was more of a metaphorical. It's the idea of just going raw and hard. Like that Wayne was Love, Drugs, and Murder. That's all Wayne would drop. He'd just come in there and talk, what was it? Not Pussy Monster. What was the song? Sex, Love, and Pussy, or what was it? I'm blanking.
He's a Wayne. He's a Wayne.
Which album?
Fanatic.
Which album? It's an acronym. It's the 3 letters where he's like, that. Anyway.
We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that. But so, I've lost my train of thought now trying to figure out what the song was. But
so here's the thing. So, all right, you seem to be, obviously you're a writer. You're really, deep. What is it that you find that helps you to create these hits or these songs or these masterpieces? Like, is it just having experience with an ex-girlfriend, or we talked about that before the show or whatever, and then what is your your draw? Where do you get the inspirations from to make these songs?
Yeah, I would definitely say life, like experiences. Like it's interesting. One of the things, like conversation-wise too, through the music that I want to have as like a broader conversation with the people is just the understanding of like our identity is essentially like your ego reacting with the world around you, right? Like that's how you kind of identify yourself based around the factors and things around you. So a lot of your music ends up coming from like everything, the art, you draw from that source. And like that idea of the experiences is kind of what I try to pull from, just in general, whatever happens in life.
So
like,
do you need a beat or can you just write a song?
Yeah, it goes now. I prefer a beat now. Like before it was I would just, I prefer a beat in terms of like if one of my producers sends me a beat and then like it sets a mood or a tone, but I write bars all the time. Like I have a file, like an email draft that if I just think of a bar, I'll just write a bar and then just keep continuing my day. You know what I mean? Like if something hits you or a thought or like, just a random.
And you're like, that'll be dope.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me put that down.
Let me write that down and I'll remember for later because it's like that, I forgot better shit than I ever thought of.
So ghostwriting, do you do that or have you considered or is that somewhere down the line? Or?
Yeah, no, I actually, I just recorded a couple tracks that I sent in for reference tracks, so we'll see what happens. That's why, because one of my producers, shout out Omen from New York, I've been working with him for a little bit, so he sent me a couple tracks, a couple reference tracks, so I just laid it down. Yeah, let's see what happens.
We're
something clicks
like
there.
I see it.
Facts. And I want to go ahead and play Overtime because we want to get that in there. Can you just tell us kind of the background on how that song came about?
Yeah, that's what my boy Fortune West, he's here in Philly. He's on 23rd and Walnut, right up the street. So, this song was just about putting in work, and almost being kind of over time. Like time, again, is this concept that almost we become trapped in. We don't use it as a tool and understand that we dissect time and everything around us through our intellect as a tool, and that it can be manipulated based upon your perspective, right? And paradigm shifts can kind of evolve you as you learn and grow. So it's kind of like, along with putting in the work that's been the overtime, it's also then just being overtime. Like, what do you want?
I love that.
I love that. Good play on words.
I need to use that.
Yeah, I think we can.
So let's get into it right now on the Drop Night Show. We're getting into Zoo, rapper, artist. I feel like you're just a little bit more than that. But I don't want to. You're kind of like reminding me of Prince.
Don't box me in. Don't box me in.
Right. He's a side. But no. So it's practice. We're getting into that one right now.
We're gonna get into overtime first. Overtime. We're gonna
so
play
let's get into
practice.
overtime. Oh, look, I'm jumping into the new music already. New music on the Drop Night Show, Word Ice Radio. Let's go. It's Zoo.
That was One Time by Zoo. I said Overtime before, so make sure you guys check that joint out. It is fire. We were talking about the influences that we heard, obviously Lil Wayne, as you mentioned, but I wanted to know, how important do you think it is to have like sort of that entourage, like how Lil Wayne had the Young Money team? Like, do you want a team? Do you have a team? Is it important to have sort of that circle around you? Making music and moving,
are you
know,
be
around
all
the
that,
industry and stuff.
Are you like the big flashy jewelry?
I'm really not. I'm not a materialistic guy.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. Like I never I was never a flashy car guy. I think they're dope. Like a Bentley's dope. Like I'll never say no. Like, but it's like that's
Bentley
not my
wants to endorse you.
Right. It's not my. But that wouldn't be like my priority.
Buy it?
Like I would buy a house before I bought a car.
Okay.
And jewelry to me, like I feel like I just was never. I never thought it looked good on me. So I never was one to wear it. And also I feel like financially there's so many other directions you can take that money can grow in so many ways where you can you could put it into the community and have it grow in 100 different ways, where if you just instead of putting it on your neck, it does so much more putting it back
into your community.
And it grows your wealth too, like your social wealth and your economic wealth.
And it's so funny because you said that, and like, not for nothing, I think your nationality has a lot to do with it, because Black people don't think like that. Like, not for nothing. I'm not saying we all don't, that particular, the culture, you know what I mean? Hip hop.
As a culture.
There are those who, had made stride and did different things, and you got your Jay-Z, and then he did the sports, and then he did this. And so there are those, but collectively, overall, like, we could have our own economic system, our own banking, just in hip-hop alone, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So that's very interesting that you touched on that, and I big you up for that majorly. Now, you said you were doing film. Was it at Drexel? Was you going to school for film?
Yeah, I wasn't going for film.
Okay, what were you going for?
I was going for marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, marketing and finance.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
Marketing school, finance, that's something I really get. Finance was more like, all right, I guess this is a safe choice.
Were you good at numbers? Did you like math?
I'm not bad at numbers. Like, like that stereotype of Indians being good at math. Like, because they force it on you.
That, but
Indian people love numbers.
They do.
We love numbers. We love mango. We love the things Indian people are known to love.
Spices.
Yeah, we love mango. So yeah, spices. So yeah, numbers are on that list. We definitely are.
So did you go and do that for your parents or for yourself? Take that route.
Yeah, at that point, it was a mix. I thought I can go there and do that, and then I was gonna do like film on the side. I was like, all right, let me do marketing, so I have that as a backup.
Yeah.
And then, but now it's like there's no, now there's no safety net, which is great. I love it. But and I'm not hating on either, whatever lifestyle, because it's important that however you get your art out, you have to be in a place where you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever that means for the artist.
Right.
But yeah, in that time. Wait.
You were going to school for marketing. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because you said you liked film, and I want to add. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I apologize. I get lost in tangents. Like I'll be on a tangent with one thought, and then I'll just like go into a rabbit hole with one thought, and I'll be like, "Where were we even?" Like we'll have no clue.
Wow,
but I appreciate you bringing us back.
No, so I was gonna say, being that you are into cinema, who are some of the directors that you looked up to, or that was sparked that in you?
Yeah, when I was younger. I really liked Quentin Tarantino. I mean, I still love Quentin Tarantino, but I remember Kill Bill Volume 1 when that came out in theaters. I saw it 3 or 4 times in theaters. And I remember the soundtrack was RZA had RZA. That soundtrack still. It's insane.
I might have to. Yeah, that's
nuts. I still listen to Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood all the time.
Yeah,
it's nuts. It's 10 minutes of gold. But yeah, him and RZA collaborating on all of those songs that they have on that project is just wild. And that's that kind of interesting relationship with music and film. Because if you take a horror movie and you remove all the score, it's not going to have the impact.
Yeah.
There's a relationship there with the audio and visuals that creates an experience. And so, it's really interesting with that too, which right now music is just an easier medium because I want to kind of, do every, you know what I mean? Just like everyone thinks, right?
But you can tell that you take pride in your visuals because they look, on your social media, they look amazing. Your videos are really well put together. And do you direct anything yourself, or do you hire people to do that?
We're working on we basically keep everything in the team. And you're asking earlier, the team is dope. My boy Jay out in LA, Zach in Toronto, Rush here in Jersey,
Shout out your team.
Yeah, the team is dope.
You're global. You're a jet setter too, huh? You're in Canada,
global.
in LA.
Oh yeah.
What city do you love the best? Where do you love going the best?
Right now, I would wish I was in LA right now. Just weather-wise, it'd be great. I just want to be in LA.
Even though it's been a rainstorm.
It's kind of been cool there too. I was there not that long ago. It was cold.
Yeah, my friend was telling me it's actually chilly. Yeah, my friend was telling me she was cold last night. She was like, it was freezing last night. I was like, really?
Chilly.
The weather is weird right now, but that's funny. Yeah, LA is a place. I live there now currently too. I love LA. Yeah,
I love LA.
Sorry, nobody. We love LA.
We do. I love the West Coast.
It's like an ad for Visit California. It's
how have you been received in the tri-state area?
I would say especially in the brown community, it's been really dope. But in general, it's been great. We used to do shows here all the time. My boy Stone Love, we did a handful of shows here, like a Stone Zoo. We're working with a handful of artists that are in the area. My boy Mason as well. The scene here is great. I just have not been interacting with the Philly scene as much, which I want to. But now that I have the project and stuff coming out, I want to delve back in. But it was more just kind of getting all the groundwork set.
Okay.
Because I was quiet for a little bit, just getting things together.
IG's been posted.
So do you feel like you have to go outside the city to get hot? Can people get hot in the city? Is that era gone? Our state property and our BDC Eagles?
It's dope. I think you still can. The way Meek has Philly, it's a beautiful relationship he has with the city. And it's really organic. So I think that is still there, but also now with the way you can connect with the globe through just streaming services and through blogs and through your Instagram, it's just changed now where it's it doesn't even need to be a city. You can claim the globe. We're Earth
put a
now.
flag on Earth.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I love it.
I think globally.
Yeah, and you must, because you have over 30,000 followers on Instagram. So how did you grow that following?
So Instagram was dope, and it was cool that again, shout out my boy G. When that video dropped in India, I think it was on the top 10 in India for a week. So that helped a lot.
He's a celebrity. He's a celebrity. Obviously it's there.
Yeah, but it's cool. Yeah, now it's a dope experience, and that kind of helped a lot in the Indian market wise there, and then we've been releasing a lot of content. So from
No, go ahead. I was gonna ask because you brought up a question how when you were recording at one point you were just fucking off and just getting high and drunk and
having
parties.
100%.
So I always wonder, it kind of comes with the territory. Groupies. Like, you're a good-looking guy. You came in here smelling like money, like you grew up at the gas station or some shit. Like,
Thank
not
you.
for nothing.
I appreciate that.
Like, you smell like money, baby. But, I mean, like, do you pay attention to that shit? Like, or do you got a girlfriend? Or
No,
settle down?
I don't. And it's funny because right now, like, yeah, like, shout out my mom who wants me to get married and give her grandchildren immediately. She wants grandkids. She's like, I'm bored. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I mean, you know, but yeah, my focus right now is primarily like just on the art. Like, I feel like I already feel like there's an overwhelming amount of things I need to accomplish. Like, and my team can tell you, like, I'm always like, you know, we could be ahead of schedule, but I'm still like, yo, like, we're missing something, you know?
That is crazy.
So I kind of like to be on the ball with it. I'm very pedantic when it comes to certain things. So yeah, I would say, where do we start again? Bring me back.
Where do you feel about the groupies? Is that is that
No,
you're
no.
not even not worried about?
Yeah, no, it's cool.
So you're a
I
global
appreciate the
groupie
love.
now. It's global groupies.
Yeah, I
you got
appreciate
an
the
Indian,
love.
Canada,
Yeah,
LA.
I had this girl in India. It was mad weird. She was with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was like, "Oh, my girlfriend really likes your music." I was like, "Oh, it's really dope. I appreciate that." He's like, "Yo, can you sign her like chest?" And I was like, "Word." He had asked me for her, and I was like, yeah, this was back in the day too.
That's
This was
a
back in the
real
day when
relationship
I was
right there.
Yeah, that was like so. Yeah, that was like one of those weird experiences. But in general, no, I would say like that's not. It's not like a thing, like an issue. Like it's cool. Like I appreciate everyone that shows love, you know, and like random DMs and whatever. Like it's cool. And it's shout out everyone if I don't respond. It's love.
Are you gigging right now? Like, are you performing anywhere?
We're getting ready for that.
Okay.
So yeah, the album. Well, first visual is dropping March 15th for practice. So yeah, so that promo will be starting.
What's the name of
soon.
the project? Is
The
there a
album is
title?
called Zoo.
It's called Zoo.
Self-titled.
Self-titled, yeah, and, yeah.
Very.
Is this your first full album? I know you had EPs and stuff, but like
Yeah, it's the
full-
first full.
Okay.
Because before we had remix and stuff. So
Yeah,
like,
okay.
the other projects always had other, you know, producer industry tracks that I was remixing. This is like fully all original.
Well,
content.
y'all definitely
Oh.
need to check out Zoo. We're gonna go ahead and play Practice because I
Let's
want
do
to
it.
make sure that our listeners get to hear that joint. So we are gonna cut to Practice, and we'll be back.
It's the Drop Night Show. It's your girl K Wonder. I got my lovely co-host Mara D, and we are here. Y'all were just listening to Zoo, rapper Zoo, and that was Practice, yo. So make sure y'all are practicing. You know what I mean? He's dropping bars. Like, I don't think you guys really know. He's dropping bars. Okay.
Hey, bars. That's good.
But you know, speaking of bars, we did, you know, want to hear something from you. So
Yeah.
what's good?
All
Can we
right.
get some little acapella real quick?
Look, I am an original aboriginal ridden kids while they ridicule how I'm cynical. The time is critical, sicker than every medical, clinical, chemical rap pinnacle is the minimal. You name me one other rapper, it looks identical. They either talking about crying or how they criminals. Where's the middle ground? See, I'ma get them now. Bunch of square ass rappers, man, I've been around. MCs break fast, they my dinner now. Any for like a minute now, fucking winning how they silly cows want beef, but I'm a veggie now. Out that granddaddy, so sadly I'm on that Reggie now. Never. I will set myself on fire before I burn that. She got an apple bottom, you know where the worm at. Talking shit behind my back like I ain't heard that. I will open up your mouth and take the fucking words back. Funny how friends turn into competition. Animosity grown out of optimism. When I'm finished, you won't even have a pot to piss in. Crucify you over Easter like it's God's decision. There's a lot you missing. See, by demons I'm inspired, by Satan himself I'm high as a purgatory to fire. You heard my story, you lies. I'm burning those who conspire. Try to lower my higher ambitions. My missions to twist these bitches like fucking switchers. Writing that thrilling shit, I'm the Indian John Grisham. Enter your thoughts, vision. Devils they all visit. My writing is X-rated, it isn't too exquisite. Now who with it? Come and get it. You think you hot, but you ramble and fucking quit it. Nah, you think you hot, but you ramble and fucking quit it. I burn wax like Ken.
Have to go on, yo. He was
Killing it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We got some fire on the drop. This is rap, okay? This is for the culture.
This is hip hop.
Yes, this is for the culture. So that was dope.
That was really dope.
And then you said John Gershom.
Gershom,
Like,
yes.
I used to read all his books when I was in prison. Like, I love that man. Real shit. Yeah. So
Dope.
that was dope. Yeah.
Man.
I don't even know what to say right now. Who lyrically do you? All right. Who you want to do a song with? Like, if you could pick 5 of your favorites,
Right.
and it doesn't have to all be in hip hop. Like, you could pull somebody. Like, I want to do a country singer.
Yeah,
but
love
just
that.
like a dope
Yes.
record.
Right.
You have 5 acts. Who would they be? Including yourself, obviously.
That's wild.
So that's 4 technically.
So 4 additional acts
Yeah.
that'd be associated with?
Maybe that you put on your next project.
So, like, I think, like, I feel like saying Drake is
Go
like,
ahead,
right,
yeah,
like Drake,
Drake.
like he's just blessing the game, right? If Drake gives you a single, it's like, all right, there you
You're
go.
on,
And
right?
plus
It's
he's
on.
on. Drake's fire. Yeah, I'd say Drake. I think I want a track with Wayne just because
Okay.
I need a track with Wayne.
makes
I need
sense.
to be in the studio with Wayne and be like, big bro, you have no idea, right?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, Wayne, Drake.
Okay, Drake.
2 more.
I would love to do a track with A.R. Rahman. He's a film composer from India.
Wow.
And he's super dope. Like, he's done a handful of amazing soundtracks like Lagan, Dil Se, Bombay, all fire. He did Slumdog Millionaire. So, yeah, like J-Ho is his song, but or he composed it. But I would love to work with him.
Okay.
He's nuts. I like this question. You know,
No, I feel like I'm so lost right now. Like, I need to hear it. I'm gonna play it.
and they're new. Like, there's a newer group. But like, I saw them perform on SNL, right? And at first I was like, I wasn't sure. And I was watching, and I was just like completely glued to the screen. I'm like, yo, this is a performance. Like, these guys are putting a show on. But yeah, I think that would just be a very interesting collaboration because they have
their style?
Their style, like, and it's funny because I'm not literate in rock, like you know, but apparently they have a very Led Zeppelin style sound.
Sweet, dope.
Familiar,
Yeah. But yeah, that's like a one that's out of left field, but that would be dope because I've been playing their shit and it's crazy.
How do you feel about like
dope.
the EDM trap? Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
About that.
It's dope. I have this song called Page 59, which is like in that realm, and I have a song called Look that's like very heavy dubstep. Like the verses are like it's just bars, and then the hook comes and it's like just some like ecstasy music. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dope. I think it's a dope wave. What's cool with hip hop is I feel like you can fuse it with almost any genre. It's such a beautiful like art that you can kind of seamlessly weave it into whatever, and it works. It's worked in country.
It's worked in country. Nelly had, it really
right?
has.
It's a very versatile like style of music.
Yes.
So like you can kind of, you know what I mean? It's like kind of like black or white. Like, you can kind of match it with whatever, and it works.
Right, that's
I don't know if it's black or white. I said both, but either way, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the beautiful things about hip hop is I feel like you can seamlessly weave it in between all these different genres. You know, it's like it's insane, and how much information you could pack into 16 bars.
It's incredible,
wild.
right?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Incredible.
That's why it gets me sometimes when I hear 16. That I'm like, you guys are at this level, and you have 16 bars that you can sell to the world, and this is what you're choosing to sell. Sometimes it gets me, but that's the beautiful thing about when you have an art, and it starts with 10 heads, and then it goes to 10,000 heads. You're gonna have so many different styles of sound. It's only natural that we have these different waves and sounds within hip hop too, because before only 10 people were doing it, now 10,000 people are doing it. So that's 10,000 different experiences and sounds, and you know, like lives that are coming together to make this evolution in the music.
Got it. That's a good answer. Very good answer.
That's so true.
Now, I do want to ask you this real quick. Would you major or independent? Where would you stay, or where would you go?
I mean, I would prefer to stay independent.
Okay.
Like, I think that's dope. I think what's beautiful now is we have the ability. Human capital is where the power lies. I feel like in the end of the day, if you have the masses and you have the ability to communicate and work with the people, human capital will trump any other sort of capital. Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what resources you have. At the end of the day, the resources all work for the ultimate resources, which is human, right? Which just becomes a commodity at the higher level for these businesses and stuff, and for governments, right? They're just numbers. They're social security numbers. So, but through the art, where I just lost myself again.
So would you say independent or would you go major? So if Def Jam or
right. So I would prefer independent because right now we have the ability and we're in a time where we can connect and engage our audience necessarily. But there are obviously brilliant distribution channels in place where it's like, like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. So if the opportunity presents itself, like I have some meetings in LA when we're going there. So like if something dope were to come, I'm not like saying no to anyone.
I'm
not out here saying no. I'm not trying to collaborate or work or like build.
Right.
But like sometimes I feel like artists lose control and integrity of the product when it becomes just a mass-produced, marketed part of a system that, you know, like 1 + 1 = 2. But emotions don't work that way. You can't calculate emotions. Right. So it's like if you really want to work that, it's like it's not going to work through off a spreadsheet. You know what I'm saying? Like that can be surpassed through connecting with people.
Yeah.
You know?
And you being so fashionable, do you think you will ever transition or do anything like merch-wise or clothing? I mean,
Thank you for saying that I'm fashion. I didn't
you
know.
are. Every time I've seen you a couple times, you're very put together. So
shout out Bika, my stylist. She's dope. She's fine.
Bika doing her thing.
Bika's dope.
She's good.
Yeah, you'll see her in the video. This is me, so it's not as dope, but you'll see what she puts on me and for the practice video, and it's super dope. Like
So are you interested in having merch or selling anything?
Yeah, we're working on some merch stuff as well. Just as something as like an ancillary part of the music, like not even really to go down. Like I feel like The Weeknd has this line with the XO, which I think is super dope. So like I feel like there's definitely artists that have like their lines that are fire. But I think for us right now, it's more as opposed to like building out that line right now. It's going to be more a supplementary piece to the art, like promotional and limited collection, like pieces that we're dropping like 100 of the particular hoodie that we're going to be selling.
Yeah, keeping it kind of exclusive too. Yes, it's not a bunch.
So we were actually talking earlier. There's a lot of stuff going on in this freaking country, right?
There's a
Good
lot.
old America.
Yeah.
So one of the craziest stories right now that I, for some reason, just keep bugging off of is the whole Jussie Smollett, right? So he was an actor on Empire. And apparently they're saying he has been charged where he did falsify and create an attack. And it was like a racist motivated attack that he created and like fabricated.
He did.
What do you feel about it? How do you feel? Like, do you think it's just another distraction, or do you think it's like, what do you think?
To be honest with that situation, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know.
He said he was the gay Tupac.
I know.
I know. I can't get over that.
Bro.
I didn't know he said that.
Why? Make it make sense.
He went on Good Morning America and cried.
I know. I did. I saw clips of it. Like just because they would talk about it in the news. So I would see it, but I didn't like see any specific interviews. I saw clips of what he said. So I don't know. I mean,
you're not really.
If that is true and it comes out that it's true, that's just really sad. I mean, obviously he's in a position where he felt
I think it's come out that it's true once you're indicted and you had to post bail. He has a mug. Yeah, he just posted $100,000 bail.
Okay.
At like 4:00 he was released. So it's kind of at this point.
What was the reason why he said he did it?
Oh my gosh, it was basically boiled down to him saying he wasn't happy with his salary.
He makes millions, or probably more than.
I know that.
You know what I mean? Motherfuckers making $25,000, $2,500 a year.
Let's think about this. Is there anything that you would want that bad in life? Any of us at this table that you would fabricate or make up something that could get you that, but in the same time, in that same vein, you know that morally it's so terrible. Like I just can't think. I can't personally think of anything that I. True. Like I can't really think of anything that I want that badly that I would sell my soul. Ultimately,
he sold his soul and shipped his ass down the creek. Because now he can't get a fucking job nowhere. Now nobody's gonna want to touch
really
you.
Sad.
It's really the reverse of what he wanted.
It was the reverse.
He got the reverse now.
I feel like that's happening nowadays, like on a global scale. Like people are like right now, it's almost a fad to be a victim. Like people, and I'm happy that victims are coming out. Actual victims, that's a beautiful thing. But along with that, there are a handful that are also, like there are those that are actually clinically depressed and have mental issues. Then there are those that need attention on Instagram and Facebook. So, and I can't, we have to say that they both exist. And that's the age that we live in now, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like you being sick or in the hospital means you're gonna get more likes than if you're just hanging out with your friends normally.
Right.
Yeah, so let me lay in my bed with my hospital bracelet and post.
100%.
Because I need y'all to know I'm so sick right now.
Everything I went through.
It's...
But that's what it is. Like Cole said that. He said it's not about the art or the music anymore. It's about how you can generate attention, and that will generate revenue. So, but it makes sense, right? That's what we live in. Attention is money, right? Like if you have somebody's time, it's revenue, right? Time is money. So now if you have someone's time, you have their money.
Attention and money.
So that's what the attention.
So attention is currency.
Attention is the new currency.
It's the new currency. People want to be.
It really is.
Right? Roger Stone said that. They had that interview, Get Me Roger Stone on Netflix. Super interesting. Like what this guy did is crazy on the Republican side.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Facts.
Wild.
It's brilliant. Like he played within the rules and manipulated this. Right? We don't have people on the left that are doing that. It's so funny. I was talking to my friend. I'm like, man, I wish we had someone on the left that was like Trump. we need a liberal Trump. We need someone as crazy as Trump is on this side.
Really?
But I'm serious, but it's not gonna happen, right? Like, and we're interesting.
Maybe a watered down version because he's just a little too.
Right.
He's a little
and
too.
I say that facetiously. Yeah, I say that facetiously. We don't need somebody in there letting people know how big their hands are. You're wild. Right? Yeah. You're out of your mind. Right? You're a president. Like, what are you talking about?
Who wants to stop all brown people? Okay.
Right. Exactly. It's like, and his principles and the way he kind of carries himself is just it's out of this world, right? But it's we needed this.
Right.
With the fact that we got Trump, this silent quote majority is quote silent. That's always been there, but we never talked about it. We never knew it. We didn't have anyone get hit by a car before at a rally on the other side. Like, that's not a terrorist. That's not like looks like me.
Right.
Like, it was always on. So it's like these are things that are opening up, and these are conversations that we're able to have now because we know the silent majority is not silent anymore. You're not silent. You've been exposed. But when you expose something, that's how then you could work on it, right? If you hide something,
you got to bring it in out of the dark.
To the light.
What is this, like, even when someone says, like, when you go to like a shrink or something, or a psychologist or psychiatrist, they say talk about it, open up, because when you hold on and hide stuff, the walls of self-preservation are the same as the walls of self-imprisonment. Sadhguru said that, and that's what we end up doing because we try to preserve ourselves, preserve, and in preservation we imprison ourselves, and we become trapped in our own thoughts.
Zoo is so deep, everybody.
We gotta have Zoo back.
I could go on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Listen, you have a home now. Like with the Drop Night Show, like for real, this is a platform. You're always welcome. Like whatever projects you have going on. Listen, again, give everybody. We're gonna wrap this up. It was definitely a pleasure. He blessed us with the freestyle, with some real bars.
Real bars. Like I loved. No music necessary. That's when you know it's
real.
This is a poet basically we're sitting with.
So let everyone know the when the project's gonna drop, the name of it, where they can pick it up, where to follow you on social media, just real quick.
Yeah, Taizu at Taizu How You. Website is taizuhowyou.com. And project drops March 15th. Video's called Practice, and the album is called Zoo Coming Soon. Yeah. Taizu How You at the drop. How you doing?
It's been love.
I'm excited.
It's been all love.
I'm excited to see what you have like for your future. This is really interesting.
Thank you.
Very.
Best of luck. But we're gonna follow you. You're gonna be back.
Yeah.
This is dope.
Yeah, for sure. So listen, it's the Drop Night Show. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Water Ice Radio. Make sure y'all check back with us. Next week we'll have another guest. And listen, follow us on the IG, social media. It's the Drop Night Show. Again, go to our YouTube page on Water Ice, and you can find our tab for the Drop Night Show. And we will be back next week, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Sean will be here.
We hope he'll be back, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know with him. At the end of the day, get your money and bring back that deal, Beasley. Yes. It's the Drop Night Show. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. We out.